This is kind of fear-inducing for me to post, I'm not gonna lie, because my most recent reasoning, which is just like has just come to me in the past week or so, is it feels more vulnerable. But the original purpose of this channel was for me to share tools, perspectives, whatever comes to me as being significant in my healing, self-love, personal development, etc. journey. As well, since I have become a certified Dharma life coach, tools, etc., that have helped my clients. Often there's overlap. That was the original tension, and that is still part of my reasoning for being here. I also just want to share what lights me up in life. And this part is a little more vulnerable. I am feeling this desire to share about just where I'm currently at in my own process. I need to not touch the mic like that. In my own process of becoming, and what I'm working on, or the things that I haven't achieved yet or feel like I haven't quite mastered. I am ultimately in the process of creating my dream life, and there are many things that have fallen into place in recent months, which I feel so grateful for. But there are also incredibly significant things that have not quite come to fruition, and I still feel I'm on the verge of something, though I have no evidence. I am at a point where I refuse to go back to the programming, the matrix that I was in previously. That feels really vulnerable to say, because I'm putting myself out there and telling you, whoever's listening, if anyone listens to this, that I have these goals that I have so much certainty in, and I'm just starting to take inspired action, and I have no idea where it's going to lead. No idea. But my certainty in this ambiguous path being the right path has only increased. Another reason for me being on YouTube, which is one of the very in progress things that I'm working on, is the fear of being seen and working through that fear. It's one of the more significant things I've done to move through this fear and prove to myself that it's only a fear that is stopping me, is joining Toastmasters.
Hi, Editing Julia here. I go on to ramble about Toastmasters for a bit and what it is and how it helped me, since I did have such a positive experience. But let me try to sum it up for you. So for one, what is Toastmasters? If you're not familiar, Toastmasters is a global nonprofit organization that supports individuals in improving their public speaking, leadership skills, and they have clubs all over. So it just so happened I had a club like across the street from where I lived at the time, and I felt that it was meant to be to, like, I had no excuse at that point. So it absolutely improved my comfortability, even in social situations, speaking as well, more formally to groups of strangers. I chose to do this not because I have a deep rooted fear of public speaking, but just knew that I have an opportunity in showing myself that I have value to offer speaking up in group settings. Because in social situations, professional, there have been multiple times, it's almost a default for me. I make myself smaller in group situations. And now more than ever, I am feeling like putting myself out there, like my actual voice, and not just highlight reels, on social media of fun things I'm doing, but I have this deep feeling that in order for me to create the life that I know is meant for me, I feel I need to tackle this fear more deeply.
To give you an idea of this transition that I am currently in, I left the corporate world after 5.5 years. And since then, I've kind of just been figuring things out, but not just dilly-dallying, but pretty intentionally going inward and realigning myself. One of the most exciting things that I have accomplished during this time is I am now a certified Dharma life coach. With coaching and whatever is pulling me toward this more entrepreneurial path, which by the way, I never would have fathomed for myself 1 to 2 years ago. This is the first time that I am pursuing something that is more of an unpaved path. Instead of chasing promotions, checking off to-do lists, climbing the corporate ladder, I am choosing with more conviction than ever before to just follow my curiosity and joy. That's the best way I can describe it. At this point, it feels like a non-negotiable. I feel so strongly about pursuing this path, and I want to clear whatever I can that is in my way. For me, it's not just about following my heart, however, it's also me wanting to take more ownership of my life and specifically my career. I no longer want to put the fate of my career in the hands of a large corporation and everything that that comes with.
When I say everything that comes with, I'm referring to restricted creativity, unhealthy management dynamics, the fate of the status of your employment being held with budgets, etc., with all the layoffs going on in public and private sector, as well just office politics. You know the deal. Not to say I would never go back to a corporate role. I do want to offer that, since sometimes we do not know what is best for us.
Don't get me wrong, that corporate life brought me a lot of goodness, a move to a state that I had been dreaming about since I was very young. It brought me financial abundance. It brought me some of my closest quality friendships. I am trusting that following joy and curiosity is the best way for me moving forward. And it's taken a while to get here because although I'm a deep, deep feeler, I have a very logical mind as well. So who is this channel even for? This channel is for people who are in their own process of becoming and who want to grow, reflect, just get to know themselves more. Also want to learn that you are safe to take imperfect, inspired action. This channel is also for my inner child and past versions of me who deeply wanted to play, create, express. Simultaneously, it's also for my future self, such as my 80-year-old self who is more mature, wiser, and would feel so at peace knowing that I chose to live a life of joy, alignment, and curiosity and heart. This channel is also for my brother who is no longer in this physical existence. His passing was absolutely a catalyst for me recognizing how precious this human experience is. And since then, I have felt a pull to live life with more presence and purpose than ever before. So that is why I am here on YouTube, not just to share what I have learned about self-love, purpose, and just life so far, but to share about what I continue learning about these things along the way. If any of this resonates, perhaps share what does resonate with you in the comments. I would love to go on this journey together. And thank you so much for being here.